Well, hey, you're watching What Was That About? Happy New Year. We are officially in 2024. I want to welcome you to our podcast. I'm here with Dr. Tony Soldano. How are you doing, Pastor?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good.
You're better now.
I am better.
Thank God.
I had a week where, I wasn't
You
feeling
were
good.
tanking, but
I'm good.
you're on the rise.
Yes.
Praise God.
Like a phoenix.
Is that a bird?
Yes. I think it's a mythical bird. Yeah.
Awesome.
Anyways.
Okay.
Well, how you doing? How's the new year? How was Christmas? A lot of stuff happened.
Crazy stuff. Christmas is a crazy time
Great. Yeah.
in a lot of different ways, but I think with every year that passes, it just gets a little bit nuttier.
Yes.
Well, the world gets a little bit nuttier. I mean, I think the birth is the birth, and the celebrations are wonderful, but
Yeah.
the world is just getting dumber. I have no other word, honestly.
Yeah, it feels like the world, even though they hate the story of Jesus, somehow continue to want to invert themselves into the story of Jesus, or make the story of Jesus fit around their life and their lifestyles, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because what do we celebrate? We celebrate the entry, the entry of Christ. We celebrate the entry of the plan of God, the plan of salvation into the world, and the world doesn't like that. The Bible tells us that light came in because the world was under darkness.
Yeah.
But Jesus himself said that the world loves darkness.
Right.
They love the dark. They love the things that are done in the dark. And so, the system itself rejects light and the goodness of God. When we speak about light, we're talking about illumination, revelation, God's wisdom and God's plan. The world naturally resists that. And so I know Christmas is done, but I thought we could do a little bit of a recap on some of the nonsense
Right.
that occurred so we can address some of these things and smash them a
Yes.
little bit.
Yeah. So let's start off with the family dinner. No, I'm kidding. Not.
Good one.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
We saw an article of a church that put out a nativity scene. Very noble thing for a church to do around Christmas. I think a lot of churches do that. This one was a little different. Joseph was missing, and there were two Marys. Two Marys, and Joseph was nowhere to be found. Poor Joseph.
Right. Let's rewrite the story. Let's just rewrite the story.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's phenomenal that even though we have historical accounts,
Right.
eyewitnesses, we have not only historical accounts, we have heavenly testimonies
Yeah.
and declarations of angels and
Right.
and people that had no reason to lie about these things, right? For thousands of years, not for 2 weeks, for thousands of years. And yet, here again, we have to superimpose our modern day culture. What is two Marys? They're celebrating lesbianism, right? The year before, the nonsense that was going around was, Jesus had two fathers, so Heavenly Father and then Joseph. So there they kind of removed Mary.
Yeah.
Now this year we're taking the lesbian angle
Yeah.
and putting in the two Marys, which is just complete nonsense.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the story whatsoever. And I think as you and I think we were talking about it off camera, you said, you felt that they do this just to get a reaction from us.
100%.
And maybe we're falling into their trap. But I'm just not going to allow this nonsense to go on without being addressed. That is absolute garbage.
Yeah.
It is absolute evil rhetoric.
Right.
It is disgraceful. It is dishonest.
Yep.
Like I can't even find all the words, not to mention that it is anti-God, anti-biblical. It's blasphemy.
Right.
And by the way, probably other religions would have blown you up by now.
Yeah.
But because we're very passive and we know how to turn the other cheek, we just kind of take it. But the abominations that go on unchecked
Right.
is just simply not. We're not going to let it happen here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is that what you think it is? Is it just to get a rise from us?
I think so. And I don't think people realize, hey, this is the story of Jesus is an actual historical event. This is not a story. You know, Disney always does this, where it's like they released a certain story way back in the day, and now they make a remake, and so it's got different characters or different people. It's like, this is not that. This is not something somebody wrote up, right? This is why even in the gospel accounts, I love that it includes the census that is issued by the emperor of the day, Caesar. Why? Because it tells us God is working in our timeline. This is historical fact. And so you can't change historical fact just so that you feel better about your feelings and your lifestyle. If that's the case, go put up, create your own story of two gay Santa Clauses and put that somewhere. You know what I mean? But don't change the biblical story of the manger, Joseph and Mary, baby Jesus. Can't change that. Doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I think they do it to get a reaction. I think they enjoy upsetting the Christian population for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, because I think you just gave them an idea for the next movie.
Yeah, that's right.
So the two Santa Clauses. Here's next year's movie. But you're right. It God wrote it in a certain way. Mm-hmm. He fulfilled prophecy through people, and this is why you wonder sometimes why are whether it's pagan kings or Caesars or whatever, why are they named in the Bible? Mm-hmm. So for exactly this reason.
Yeah.
That there is historical data. These things happened. These were real people,
right?
Which means the real God intervened into the world, into life. We didn't make this stuff up.
Right.
He's not the God of our creation. We're the creation of God, and we don't appreciate it. We don't like it. We don't appreciate it. Yeah, go mess with Santa, the reindeer, the elves. I don't care what you mess with. Stay out of the things of God. Stop putting your putrid ideas into that which is holy. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're always after, right? To profane the sacred, to profane the holy.
Yep. That's it. Yeah, true.
What else? What else on your Christmas list there?
Well, what else happened? What else happened over the Christmas time? I think that's the major story. And then
the whole idea of this constant anti-Christianity, anti-Christmas, anti-Christ, more of the Xmas side of things, which by the way, Pastor, you know what is absolutely disturbing is that a lot of Christians are picking up on this and they're buying into this philosophy. Well, we don't want to offend anybody. Mm-hmm. If somebody is offended because you said Merry Christmas to them, then I think we have a bigger problem. Yeah. I don't care who got offended. Even when I went to retail stores, I wished everybody a Merry Christmas and I expected them. And by the way, for the most part, people returned it. If I'm giving you money and buying a product and I wish you a Merry Christmas, do the same for me.
Right.
I don't want to hear your happy holidays.
Yeah.
Do the same for me. You want to whatever holidays you want to celebrate, then you know what, that's your business. But this constant attack on our Judeo-Christian values, these constant attacks against the spirit of Christ, which is, by the way, it is an antichrist spirit. And you know what it reveals, Pastor? It really reveals at that particular time of the year the absolute anti-Christian sentiment that is in the Western world, particularly in Canada.
That's right.
And it's not getting better, it's getting worse. And unless we stand up and call these things out to those that are quote unquote tolerant, right? Then pretty soon we're not going to have a place, we're not going to have a voice, and we're going to end up like some of these other countries where you are in, severe persecution.
Right.
And people, the problem is that people never think it'll happen here. I have news for you. It's already begun.
That's right. Yeah. What other countries are asking if Christmas is racist?
Like honestly, just the nonsense. Yeah. By the way, mark my words, we'll do another program. That thing will gain traction come next year.
Wow.
Come next year.
Jeez.
Yeah. Anyway.
Crazy.
Those are my thoughts. And then the other one was all this. I saw these videos on, is Christmas the actual day? And some people think it was in the fall, and some people are saying it's in April, and they go into the Jewish. You know what? At the end of the day, the Bible doesn't tell us.
It's true.
It doesn't tell us the date.
Yeah.
but it gives us seasonality and it gives us the event. And so if this is the time that to some element they recognize and they celebrate it, I don't care if it's the actual date. Like Jesus didn't give us the actual date, right? I don't know, and I don't care in the sense of if he doesn't want us to know.
That's right.
And maybe he did that with purpose. But because the event is there, Pastor Mo, I think we need to celebrate it. We need to recognize it, and and we need to worship God for what He's done, because I think it's a phenomenal and an amazing thing.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Hey, well, listen, thank you for joining us for today's episode. Let us know what you think about all this crazy stuff that took place over the Christmas season. I hope you're having a great start to the 2024 year. Please continue to support us. Subscribe to this channel. If you're not subscribed, like this video, share it, comment below some of your thoughts. Pastor, thanks for this convo.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. God bless.